Okay, first, my name is Matt Bassett. I'm from 100 Robots in New York City. And we're a very small group of people that we do children's books. And this is our third book, and we're actually taking the existing book, which was published 20 years ago, called Hildegard Sings, and it was written and illustrated by Tom Wharton, who is actually the owner of the company. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to take an existing published work, a children's book, which was published by Farrar Straus, and we own the rights to, and we wanted to do it as a case study and take it and make it an interactive book for the iPad and iPhone. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to retain the overall story and the integrity of the artwork and bring it into a new world with as you know, a digital realm. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly show you the artwork. It's about a singing hippo named Hildegard who sings opera. And here's Hildegard for iPad. So a little distorted. And I'll go ahead and we'll have story time, and I'll just walk through it. It has a read to me mode where you can have the story read.
Hildegard Reinheffer was a singer.
With the voiceover.
She loved singing more than anything in the world, except maybe eating.
And we wanted to have a professional narration that sounded like you would read to a group of children, if it's a librarian or a parent. And you can turn the voiceover off, you can turn the sound effects off, you can turn off the music if you just want to have a nice quiet moment with it. So when we took this into bringing a print book that was a pretty well-known book into doing it on iPad and iPhone, we were thinking we want it to be interactive, but we want the interactivity to contribute to the story. We don't want it to just be a bunch of random stuff that detracts from the story. So every page has just one little interactive enhancement. And so on this page, you can feed Hildegard. So she can eat ham, the whole turkey, corn on the cob, you know. So she loves to eat, so we thought, let's make Hildegard eat. So.
During the day, she was a singing waitress in an Italian restaurant. And at night, she sang in the chorus of the opera.
That's nice. There she is at night.
Hildegard loved the opera. The music was wonderful, the costumes were fun to wear, and the applause was thrilling. But Hildegard dreamed of being a star.
This will be in the App Store in a few weeks. We're still doing final testing, adjusting audio levels, and kind of ironing out the kinks. But it's our third book that we've come out with. It'll be out in a few weeks. So
Hildegard was determined to be ready when her big chance came.
You can use a menu if you want to jump around. I won't go through the whole entire thing. I don't have time. But each page has one interactive element, and it's usually so that kids, we found, if they know that there's an interactive element on a page, they start tapping and hunting around. It sort of detracts from the overall storytelling experience, and we wanted to retain that linear storytelling experience. So we put these interactive
Hildegard
prompts
was determined
on each
to
page
be ready when her big chance came.
to show you that
she took good care of her voice. She went to her voice lessons, got her beauty sleep, and ate lots of food, just to keep up her strength.
So you know where to tap and get some interactivity. So basically the story goes through, Hildegard ends up
played a few notes
losing her voice.
To get her pitches, and took a deep breath. Humphrey and Bartholomew couldn't believe their ears.
I just don't understand,
sputtered Hildegard.
My voice was just fine yesterday. Maybe there's a draft in the room. Or maybe I didn't have enough breakfast.
Now,
said Bartholomew.
You're just a little nervous. Why don't you relax and try again?
So let's hear it try.
Hildegard nodded and took another deep breath.
Hildegard was terrified. Her big chance, and she'd lost her voice. Everyone was going to laugh at her. She would be too embarrassed to go out of her house.
So it goes on through the story, and basically her friends come up with a solution to help Hildegard get her voice back. So we'll just jump to, let's see, here.
Hildegard heard the applause fade, and the orchestra began to play. There was a knock at the door.
It's time for your entrance, Miss Reinheffer,
said the stage manager.
And the more you tap, the more frantic it gets.
Oh, Heffer, are you in there? Come on, Miss Reinheffer, they're waiting for you.
She left her dressing room and slowly made her way through the dark set. The stagehands were frantically finishing the adjustments to the scenery and the lights.
Places, everyone!
Called the stage manager, and they all hurried off the stage. Hildegard stood alone behind the curtain. Her heart was pounding, and her knees began to wobble. Where on earth was Bartholomew?
Curtain up!
Someone shouted. The lights on the stage started getting brighter. The sound of the orchestra swelled, and the curtain began to rise. Suddenly, Bartholomew burst through the stage door, carrying a small box. He tossed the box to Hildegard.
Gwen, open the box!
He shouted. She grabbed the box and tore it open. A mouse popped out, ran up her sleeve and down her dress. She gasped, spun around, and let out a tremendous
She got her voice back. And
from that moment on, she sang better
you
than
can
she
throw
ever
flowers.
had before. And when the opera was over, there was an explosion of cheers and applause. Hildegard was a star.
So after the story is over, there are some extras which I won't get into. There's an epilogue. There's some extra features, some gameplay. You can read again. It was really fun to make this book, and we wanted to keep it you know, close to the original story and not do too much. I'll show you one other thing that we love.
She was very nervous.
Why did she
You can throw tomatoes at
ever be an
Hildegard.
opera singer? What had happened to her voice? Rotten
Move her off
tomatoes
the
at her.
stage.
What was she going to do?
So that's Hildegard Sings.